and it will be a long video. Now I dropped you also. Hello! This episode, this weekend, I'm gonna try to show you how to set up ignition, find a specific point in the RPM band where it's producing the most power. And I will do it a certain way as I try to explain now, and then go over to the video and make it pull after pull after pull and not explaining in between every pull. Maybe I say something, but I haven't shot it yet, so I will film it, start shooting it after making this intro. I will first set the ignition quite low. Let's say underneath 8000 RPM is uninteresting. The engine doesn't pull any good. It does pull, but I will never use that power as it is a drag racing bike. Let's say I set the ignition at quite low, 5 degrees before top dead center, throughout 8000 RPM and all the way to 13,000 RPM. And then I will make a pull, save it on the screen, and then I will make a 7 degree pull, the same thing, and a 9 degree, same thing, and I will see where it starts to build power at the over rev region, above peak, because I'm guessing it will need about 15-17 degrees actually on methanol, maybe less. Oh yes, less, maybe 10-11 degrees at methanol at 12,000 RPM. And then when I see the power is increasing, I will save that number and go higher and higher and higher, and when I see it diminishing off, getting lower, I will revert back to the earlier. Let's say it's giving me 87 horses at 12,000 RPM on 11-12 degrees of timing, and at 13,000 RPM it gives me about 45-50 horses maybe, and I will check if it's hard to explain. I will check if it's at say 10 degrees of timing, if it rounds off more or less on higher or lower values, and then I will save the value that's best, and then I will revert back to 10-11 degrees again and make a pull and compare, and then I will save the 10-11 degrees at 12,000 RPM, and then I will make a pull again, but at 13 degrees, and only make that pull at 12,000 RPM, not go any further, because no idea of doing that, because I found the correct spot. And then I will find the highest value on the lowest possible ignition value. I will probably reach up against 27-30 degrees at 10,000 RPM, something like that. I can't remember. And then underneath 8,000, I can flatline it to about 35 degrees, because I haven't gotten the exhaust YPVS Porsche, so it isn't building any torque down there, so I can, no, that's the wrong way of putting it. It doesn't build any high volumetric efficiency down there, so I haven't gotten the volumetric efficiency, so I haven't gotten a high dynamic compression, and thereby I need higher ignition value. The higher volumetric efficiency, the lower ignition value you run. It's like a turbo car. So I'll get on doing this, and maybe I'll explain some in between And tomorrow, Saturday, I'm filming this is Tuesday today, but I'm saying tomorrow because I'm planning to release on Saturday the next part of the porting video of that kart engine. I will finish the ports and angularity, and then I will modify the in the cylinder skirt where the flow goes around, make some nice corner radius and things. So I'll start film this and lower the ignition as a value I want to start on. And oh yes, now I've done the peak power 87. It produces more, yes it will, but no, I can't say that. I don't know if it will. But now I will revert back to colder plugs as I ran on 8s, and that's because I wanted to get a nice fast reading on the plug. And now I'll revert to 10.5 plugs, and it can take a couple of degrees more probably not burning the plugs, because I saw 87 pull was nipping the plug just a little bit. So I'll reach the top, but I don't know where in the curve I reach the top. That's why I'm doing this video. I want to find out where. But now I'll revert and use 10.5 plugs, so I get some safety on the plugs now. You will be with me now when I'm setting it up, and I'll run a couple of, or maybe just one base pull today. So here we go. Saw it fly. You can clearly hear it didn't want that amount. So see if I can get this working again. This spark plug is causing so much this noise. Deviation angle table. Now I give it 10 degrees from 8000 and upwards. 2 degrees incremental increase. And now I'll pull off the USB cable so I can have this running. So now I given it 2 more degrees and I'll try if it, I need to knock a little bit on the carburetor maybe. Yes, maybe only that was needed. Still some very much stuttering as expected, and the power was at this point $47.8 still, but it carries on a little bit. Now I'll give it 2 more degrees. Well, that. I'll do that one. Fan is on. And I dropped something. now almost all stuttering is gone, 12 degrees. Now look what the power is. Now it carries, it became 80 horses immediately. So now I'm into the window, a huge gain. And it carries on all the way up against 30,000 RPM where I have the RPM limiter. So I need to, at this point, I'll add the 2 more degrees and see if it diminishes on top. Then we'll revert back to those 2 degrees on top and keep the 2 degrees more lower down. So I'll do that. Let's see if my ear is having the same. I heard it weakened out on top, so 40 degrees might be too much at the very top as I suspected. Let's check. 86 horsepower, but it didn't do as I said, it gained power on top. Forgot to pull the USB cable, so this one needs to restart again. So we check the power. 86.1. So 15 degrees is maximum at. I will actually can take it down to 40 degrees above 12,000 RPM. Yes. From yesterday I reached 86.1 at 15 degrees. if I remember correctly. And I noticed the power band tapered off earlier, so I reverted back above 12,000 RPM, 1/2 degree, to see where it's heading. So I'll do a pull like this first, and then later on I try to raise the curve a little bit before the peak power. So at 10,000, 11,000 RPM somewhere. Yeah, we'll do that. And I drop that again. Check the numbers. $87.7. We're heading somewhere. But I don't know if you can see, I got this dip right here. I want to fix that and try to raise the ignition some. know why. I lost a lot of power just on a quarter of a turn. From 87.7 to 77. That's really... So maybe something happened. Maybe I killed it. It was running until it didn't though. But the rear tire is very sticky. I always lose power when it gets sticky. Right one. Left one. Clutch looks okay. I'll go up that quarter of a turn again then. Shouldn't be that sensitive. I need my glasses to look at the plugs. Right one and left one. And they look okay to me. Left one. No. They are from different running timings, so I have run this plug more than this one, so it's more have been running more rich earlier. Yeah, well, I have a dyno record, and I'll call it done by that. I'll show you the tricks how to adjust the ignition curve. I'll bring you along to the computer and show you a little bit more there. So I won't be doing any more hunting this video. Maybe it's stupid, I don't know, but I don't want to kill the engine also. So I'll tell you how I've been doing, no, not how I've been doing, how I was working up to this point now and what I was trying to do. And I lost power, so I need to go through things, I don't know what it is. But I got that dyno record, 87.7, that's 0.7 more than earlier, that's good. But yeah, let's go from there. These are all the pulls I did hunting this ignition. So I'll take it from the beginning. Let's see. Now they are out of whatever. Let's open the first one I did. This one I'll set the ignition to flatline 8 degrees above 8,000 RPM, and as it interpolates, it starts to affect the curve already at 7,700. And then I raised the ignition 2 degrees, and it is the second one, this one. Boom! All of a sudden more power. But as you can see, it cut off the RPM possibilities over here. But not good power. But I gained from 40 to 47 and almost 48. That's good. But nowhere near what it can produce. Open the third one, and then I added 1 degree more. Bam! Now it starts to sing. 80.0 directly. That's good. You can't complain. But I know I have had higher ignition values earlier, and this dip, I need to mention it now because this is what I was hunting in the just recently, just earlier, minutes ago. I tried to get a smoother curve, but it might not be possible. So I raised, let's see, 8, 10, 11 degrees of time. No, 8, 10, 12 degrees of timing. Then I added 2 more. Now it starts to take a shape like it should be. I gained some here also. And I got some smooth. And it actually revved better than the earlier curve. But I don't know if I just let off earlier on this pull. I can't say. And revved it all the way to RPM limiter in this one. Yeah, however, now I'm at 8, 10, 12, 14. And then I raised the ignition to 15, this one. And you can see it starts to, now I remember, I did pull it to the RPM as far as I could. And now it starts to taper off earlier, round off earlier, starts to lay down. And almost no change right here. A little bit of a gain with high degree here, it's good, but almost nothing here. As now when I'm thinking of it, I probably will never gain anything here, because this is where the pipes are most efficient. And then it becomes today, the 6th pull, which is, I raised, between those pulls this is 14, and I raised the ignition to 15, yes. And then I noticed, let's try to keep this RPM possibilities. So I only raised 14.5 degree on top above 12,000 RPM, and then I raised 1 degree below. And that gave me dyno record, that one. As you can see, it revved further again, probably due to it worked harder and created more heat in the pipes, and it revved further. And I gained some here. This is the dyno record today. And then I tried to work on this dip. And now when I'm thinking of it, I'll probably never get rid of it. So I raised the ignition 1 degree more down here. And didn't touch it up at this area. And it is this one. And you can see I lost power actually. But this is the curve it misfired. So we can take away that curve because it isn't a good one. So let's take number 8 instead. It's the same curve with no changes at all. It's misfired in the earlier one and I did one more. And as it's getting hotter, I start to lose power. I always did. And I always chase it with the engine, and I can never tell myself this, because I'm chasing. I try to get the numbers again, but it's always the tires that get hot and more sticky, and I lose power by that, often quite much actually. So it's from 87.7 down to 83.9. And then I remember wrong. Did I pull in some fuel in this one? Yes, I did actually give it some fuel to see if it raised up in this area, but it didn't. So I leaned it off again after this. That's why also I lost RPM, because it ran richer. And then actually lean it off a little bit, and it's that yellow one now, and I lost power everywhere. And this is, I gained some over here due to leaner running, but I don't like this. I lost power everywhere, and I don't know why. I need to check up on things. I'll take a compression test and check up on things. Probably no issues though, and probably just the tire getting hot, because I always losing power when the tire gets hot. So I'll bring close all once and show you that my dyno record is this one. Then remove hidden tests. I'll get a bigger screen like that, and then I'll add torque. Yeah, it's 52.49 Newton meters of torque, and going by crank power, it's 95 horses through crank and 56.76 Newton meters on the crank.